Hi creators, Doro Kiley here with creationcoach.com, and I am back from my walk. I found Spanish needles today. This is a really interesting process that I'm doing. I'm learning. I'm learning about what's out there, what plants are out there, and I am really fascinated. Yesterday I shared spotted water hemlock, which is incredibly poisonous. It's extremely lethal. It's the plant that killed Socrates, and it's growing everywhere. And also, what else did I share yesterday? Oh, something that was edible. I think it was hog peanut. So if you dig up these plants, you've got like little peanuts to munch on. So you've got poisonous and edible. And today I found this thing called Spanish needles, which is edible. And you can use the flowers and the stems, and I'll put a little information below. And then I found these mushrooms, and oh my gosh, if I could pronounce it, Physalacriaceae or something like mushrooms, and they looked great. And of course, I look it up, and it's deadly poisonous. It's I don't know anything about mushrooms. I'm starting to learn about all the green stuff around me, but mushrooms I'll probably have to take on another time. It's a lot of information. But yeah, this Spanish needles was a nice find. Apparently in South America, it's considered or maybe it's Africa. It's a plant that's considered what you eat when there's a famine. So that's got enough nutrition in it to keep you alive. Anyway, so today's talk, I want to talk about, I don't have really videos to share because what I'm finding a lot of out there, I want to address, and it's about we're being oppressed. And yeah, I think to some degree we are being oppressed. And you could say it's the reptilians and the 1% and Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates and the whole, those bad guys are oppressing us. And they are oppressing us, but we're letting it happen. Not only are we letting it happen, we are feeding it. We're the ones running the machine. So I just feel like this is something that we have to wake up to. What's happening is we have fallen into an addiction. All right. So, the tobacco companies did this years ago where they try to addict people. They're going for that addiction because they want your money and they want a business. And this is the whole corporate capitalist competitive model. So we live in this world of Western culture here that is supporting this. Get people addicted as best you can, and then you're a success. So we can't say we're being oppressed because we are the ones buying into it. I was a heavy smoker for many years. And, it just gets to the point where you can't blame the tobacco company anymore. You've got to, at some point, take responsibility. And it's not easy, and it's a struggle. And you know what? Hey, maybe that's what we're here for. Okay, nobody goes on a self-development spiritual quest if they have everything just going along perfectly. It usually takes a lot of trauma and drama and hitting bottom and everything. But at some point, we have to turn it around. We are the ones that are feeding this machine. Let's see, I had a whole list here, but what I want to do is bring up a couple of pictures here that I made. Well, before I do that, let me just say, we are addicted to convenience, video games, entertainment, fast food. It goes on. You know what I'm talking about. It's just, this is the machine. and we are keeping it very well greased. Now, I have made several videos about, I'm trying to come up with ideas for us to sort of find our way out of this mess, because we can't blame anybody if they're just doing what the corporate capitalist model is required to do. We can't blame them for what we are doing. We are feeding it, we are creating it, we're profiting off it in probably one way or another. And right now we're profiting off of it because we've got all these cool games, and we can, we've just run over and get something to eat. I mean, the conveniences are there, and they're wonderful, and I have been partaking all my life, as we all have. So what do we do? I don't know. I mean, I got a lot of ideas actually, but we need to get on the same page. There are basic, simple things you do. What do you do if you know you are addicted and you want to stop? That's a big one. That is so big. I want to do a talk. Gosh, I'm going to run out of time, but there's an experiment. That's what I'll do. I'm going to put a note on. There is an experiment called Rat Park, and I'll put a link below. But it's been around a long time. This experiment has proven what isolation can do, and what isolation does in a nutshell. I'll share it below too. But in a nutshell, it's been proven that if you are isolated and alone with nothing to do, you are going to be very vulnerable to addictions. And you will, in the Rat Park, it shows that this tendency can take you all the way to your death. Because what's to live for? What's to live for if you're all alone? So what they did in this Rat Park experiment is they took these rats. No, I'm not going to explain it. You got to watch it because I'm going to run out of time. I really want to share a couple of images here. But that's called Rat Park. Look it up below. I will put it there. And it's proving that we need community. We need community. We've got to, at least a little bit at a time, put down our flat screens, let go of go talk to your local farmer, meet your neighbors. We've got to admit that we're addicted. That's number one. That's just number one. Go to a 12-step program. They'll tell you all about it. So I'm going to share this picture. Okay, so this picture here, is, I used to be a scuba diver, and it dawns on me that the feeling that we get when we are getting confused and angry and impatient and fully into our addictions, we are going down. And it gets colder and more pressure and darker. And you can go so far down that you just are frozen stuck. And it's going to take some help to get you out. That's a big subject. So through meditation, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. I think meditation is the best. But you can move upward through music. So you find a piece of music that lifts you up. That can help. That can help some. But we've got to get serious about real techniques to overcome our addictions and build communities again, because we're going to just kill ourselves. Watch Rat Park. Tell you all about it. This other one sort of shows, in a nutshell, how raising the energy is what we want to do. Down below here, you can see in these chakra systems, if you want to use that imagery, where it's cold and dark and compressed. These are fear levels where we have those lower emotions of fear and anger and desperation, and those are the energies that we're looking for something to get addicted to, basically. whether it's power or, how many likes you get, right? We're addicted to all these things, entertainment, and we use all these flat screens for businesses. Anyway, we need to talk about how we can let go of all that lower stuff, because we're feeding into it. All the business models of the West are encouraging it, and we're just addicted. Period. That's all. That's all it is. We are dealing with an addiction as a culture. And the problem is, this is becoming more and more centralized as far as who's pulling the strings. You could say, well, back in the day, there were all kinds of cigarettes and cigarillos and cigars and pot and whatever, and everybody could just smoke their own thing. But now it's all coming under one roof, which is, of course, the global game players, which I'm not going to get into here. But we have to start taking some responsibility. And instead of saying they're doing it to us, we have to admit we are doing it to us. We have to at least get to that point. Step one, we have to admit we are doing this to ourselves. We're doing it for the convenience, for the the money-making convenience. I mean, it's all convenience, it's entertainment, it's I feel it. I am certainly addicted like the rest of us, but I almost feel like if there were just a group of people that were really ready to put it down, let's come up with a better story. I love 12-step. I had to go to it a couple times in my life. I will, put a shout out to them, doing a great job. But we got really big fish to fry now. We've got our whole culture is addicted to flat screens and conveniences and entertainment. And this is how our schools are training our children. This is how we make our money. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Really, we are so vulnerable right now. The sun could have a burp, one of these coronal mass ejections, which does happen from time to time. And every 100 years or so, it's a really big one. And that could knock out the whole grid, take the internet down. Or what about World War III, God forbid? Take the internet down, take everything down. We're forgetting how to be human beings. And I'll say again what I did. I live up in the mountains, and I have some neighbors moving in a couple miles this way, a couple miles that way. And I just, on my long walks, one day I went out and I put little notices in everybody's mailbox. Meet and greet. Let's have a meet and greet bonfire potluck. And I was surprised. There were 30 people, which for this area is a lot. 30 people showed up. And we had a wonderful time meeting. The contractors were meeting, the farmers, and the teachers were meeting, the professors. It was a real mix of amazing folks, and it's just so wonderful to know who's around us. So that's my I don't know. I don't know what to do. That's one thing I could do. And now we all sort of know each other, and we stop and talk on the road, and put some extra zucchinis in your mailbox or whatever. We're getting to know each other. This is not like a hippie commune. This is just folks, all the way from professors and architects down to local gardeners living off grid. We're a wonderful array of human beings. And I think anybody could do that. We're not being oppressed. we're being offered all of these awesome conveniences and games and entertainment, and we're taking them. We're taking them. So, you know, when I was addicted, I used to have, you know, dreams about what I would do if I were not addicted. And I would develop my skills, go, you know, teach a class, whatever, be creative, learn how to make soap. You know, we lost that one a long time ago. So that's my thing. I was watching too many videos about people talking about they are doing it to us. And I needed to say, no, they're not. They are giving us all of this stuff. And it's not without, you know, they're going to get a lot in return if they continue. That we're all going to be trapped. So, do we want to do that? You know, let's wake up and smell the coffee here. We're giving them permission to control everything. I'm assuming you all might be aware of what's happening in the economy, that they're going to be introducing the CBDC, central bank digital currency, which is centralized. It's centralized into one World Bank, you could say, one controlling force, and then it's going to be hooked in with a credit system, which China is doing right now. Look it up. Look it up. If you don't want to go that way, we better do something. Let's put our heads together. I'm a creation coach, and I need some more ideas, and I want you to stay creative. Hi, creators. It's Dora O'Kiley with CreationCoach.com, and I'm on a mission to improve this world through you. If you get anything through these videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay creative.